Hey everyone, welcome to the beach with General Sunbeam.
Aloha! Glad you could join us.
Relax, soak up the sun, and enjoy.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Another content. So, good day, viewers. This is General Sunbeam with another solar news live stream or stream content creator update, community safety discussion, workplace commentary, convention update, and promotional segment from our original project, Supremacy Clash Between Heroes and Villains. As usual, viewer discretion is advised. This live stream may include serious commentary about event organizations, workplace culture, community safety, public behavior, online criticism, artificial intelligence, AI, financial concerns, and other subjects intended for mature audiences. The purpose of this discussion is commentary, public awareness, personal experience, creative expression, freedom of speech, expression, basically liberty of censorship, since I have a mouth and everyone has a free will to say, to express. So again, liberty of censorship, thus freedom of speech and open door policy, and responsible criticism. I am not asking anyone to harass nor promoting harassment, threaten, stalk, dox, swat, or retaliate against any person, business, employee, convention organizer, or social media account mentioned during this live stream. I do not promote violence, hate, and all that. I want to make that loud and clear that I'm here to just speak my mind responsibly, express how I feel, and communicate. And that's what I'm doing right now. I will also be placing photographs, like just producing photographs around here, left and right here around this content. Photographs, screenshots, event images, character concepts, workplace references, community notice, and other visuals on the screen throughout the discussion. Some images may appear briefly or seem unrelated to the exact sentence I am speaking, so bear with me. That is just me being me here. They are being used as visual context, documentation, concrete evidence proof of what I can ascertain on the internet, creator promotion, or simply to keep the presentation active. So let us begin with the developing situation involving Fandom Events, Lion and Crown LLC, Tixar, and Windbloom Festival 2026. As of July 9th, 2026, about 43 or less than 45 days away until this convention, the official Fandom Events website continues to state that Fandom Events LLC has ceased operations and will not produce future events. The statement says that certain intellectual property assets, including event names, branding, and related additional assets, were sold to Lion and Crown LLC. The statement also says that Lion and Crown did not assume Fandom Events' previous debts, liabilities, refund responsibilities, contracts, claims, or other obligations. However, Windbloom Festival 2026 remains publicly listed online for August 21st through August 23rd. Standard typical convention Friday through Sunday weekend, 3-day weekends at the Mesquite Convention Center, which is right next to the Hampton Inn, the Hampton Hotel in Mesquite, Texas, not too far from Dallas. A separate exhibitor listing also remains visible through Tixar. That is the problem I continue to highlight and to continue to express here. The public information does not appear fully synchronized. One public source says that Fandom Events is no longer operating or producing events. Another public ticketing page still presents Windbloom as an upcoming event, less than 45 days away from now. Lion and Crown's website describes the company generally as an event management business, but I have not found a detailed public statement that clearly answers every important Windbloom question regarding to that convention. So, who is currently operating Windbloom Festival? Who is legally responsible for the 2026 event? Are previously purchased tickets still valid, especially the early bird ticket for Windbloom Festival 2026? Since that was posted on Thursday, of August 2025, last year, right around when Windbloom Festival ended, and the owner of Windbloom Festival have launched the early ticket special for the next future convention of that event. So again, our previously purchased tickets still valid? Are tickets currently being sold under the correct operating entity? Who is responsible for exhibitors and vendors? Is the Mesquite venue contract fully confirmed? Which guests remain contracted? Who handles refunds if the event does not proceed? What happens to hotel reservations, travel costs, booth fees, or vendor artist tables, sponsorships, and vendor deposits? What happened to all that? Those are reasonable consumer questions. I am not declaring that fraud occurred. I am not declaring anyone guilty of a crime. I am not presenting a social media suspicion as a court finding or any official police document records or any court law and order court findings or any official public records of all these criminal mishaps or disorderly conducts. I am simply saying that customers deserve consistent information and well-deserved reasonable answers since they spent their hard-earned money, before they spend additional money. A live Tixar page is evidence that a listing exists. It is not by itself proof that every operational detail has been completed or verified. Before purchasing a ticket, exhibitor table, hotel room, flight, or other travel arrangement, contact the appropriate parties directly. Ask Tixar for written clarification. Ask the venue whether the event is confirmed. Ask which legal entity is producing the event. Save all emails, receipts, screenshots, payment records, policies, and confirmation numbers. And let me catch my breath for a bit. Do not rely entirely on rumors from Discord, Reddit, Facebook comments, Instagram posts, or private group conversations on various chat rooms. Those discussions may reveal genuine concerns, but they are not substitutes for contracts, official statements, verified venue confirmation, or legal records. They may be considered as substantial testimonies, but they are not legal records from police or local city authorities. This is not about attacking anime conventions. It is about consumer awareness. People spend real money. People spend real money attending these events. Artists and vendors invest inventory, preparation, transportation, hotel costs, table fees, and several days of labor. All that hard work wasted for nothing. Attendees arrange time away from work, prepare cosplay, purchase badges, and travel across cities or states just to attend these events, specifically Windbloom Festival 2026, only for it to be unexpectedly canceled due to a Chapter 7 bankruptcy or whatever that is causing the delay or what causing this whole operation to cease existence from formerly Fandom events. They deserve clear communication, clear answers of what's going on. Until a new official statement resolves the contradictions, my position remains cautious. Verify before paying, document everything, and do not assume that an old event page automatically reflects the complete current situation. Moving from Windbloom, I also want to mention ColossalCon Texas. ColossalCon Texas 2026 is publicly scheduled for August 21st through August 23rd at the Kalahari Resort and Convention Center in Round Rock, Texas, USA, which also falls, well, I'm about to get there. That places it on the same weekend currently advertised for Windbloom Festival. So it is the same date. Late August, 3-day weekend, Friday to Sunday. For ColossalCon Texas falls on the same day as Windbloom Festival. Same date. But ColossalCon Texas is more organized, and I know that the chairman or the staff members there are more organized and so far that has a most positive reputation as far as I know. But again, there's always going to be flaws, and there's always going to be some sort of misconduct or disorderly conduct at every convention. That's often going to be on the attendees' error. So it that places it on the same weekend currently advertised for Windbloom Festival. For people choosing between events, that scheduling overlap matters. Travel distance, ticket costs, hotel availability, work schedules, transportation, health, and confidence in the organizer should all be considered. My wife, friends, and other people I know may attend ColossalCon Texas even if I am unable to attend because of work obligations. I want everyone going there to enjoy the convention, take photographs, meet voice actors, support artists, shop in the dealer's room or artist alley, attend panels, enjoy cosplay, and build positive memories. But safety must remain part of the plan. Safety, safety, safety. Use the buddy system when practical. Choose a main meeting location and a backup meeting location. Again, choose a main meeting location and a backup meeting location. Tell your companions before moving to another floor, panel, restaurant, hotel area, water park section, dealer room, artist alley, or parking area. Tell your companions, communicate before moving to another floor or another location within the convention floors. Keep your phone charged. Carry a portable battery. Protect your identification, badge, wallet, medication, hotel key, and vehicle keys. So protect your identification, badge, wallet, medication, hotel key, and vehicle keys. Take photographs of parking sections, room numbers, venue signs, and recognizable landmarks. Remain aware when walking through hotel corridors, parking garages, elevators, pools, water parks, convention halls, and nearby public streets. Remember that cosplay is not consent. Please communicate and ask for permission and accept no for an answer. People will decline, and that's a hard, cold reality. Once again, cosplay is not consent. A costume, photograph, live stream, social media profile, or public appearance does not give another person permission to touch someone. So ask. Ask before touching a costume, prop, wig, shoulder, hand, or body. Respect personal space. Respect personal space and boundaries. Accept no as a complete answer. Do not pressure someone to enter a private hotel room, vehicle, isolated gathering, or unfamiliar location. Do not pressure anyone to drink alcohol. That's the biggest thing I hate. Zero tolerance. Do not pressure anyone to drink alcohol. Do not leave a drink unattended. Do not drink and drive, or do not text and drive, and do not drive while distracted. Report credible harassment, stalking, threats, unwanted contact, or attempts to stop someone from leaving to event staff, venue security, hotel management, police, or emergency services as appropriate, and document all that. Eat proper meals, drink water, take breaks, bring required medications, wear comfortable shoes, rest when overstimulated or physically exhausted. A convention should be enjoyable, but no guest appearance, panel, photograph, party, or merchandise purchase is more important than personal health and safety. Again, all these should be is but no guests. Again, no guests or all these should be more important than your own personal health and safety. Her personal health and safety should be number one top priority. Remember that. If someone experiences chest pain, severe breathing difficulty, unconsciousness, a seizure, a serious injury, or another immediate medical emergency, contact staff and call 911 and say that you're at Kalahari Indoor Water Park at Round Rock, Texas, for ColossalCon, Texas, something like that. Make sure to know your who, what, when, why, and where, which location. Be specific on where you're at, and what's going on when contacting 911. Do not try to handle a severe emergency entirely through social media or group chat. The goal is simple: attend responsibly and return home safely. Now I want to move from convention safety to neighborhood, park, clubhouse, and community pool safety. So let's talk about Boulder Ridge. So release here in Boulder Ridge. Boulder Ridge is a residential manufactured home community in Pflugerville under Sun Communities. It includes homes and shared amenities such as swimming pools, a clubhouse, basketball areas, splash pad facilities, and other recreational spaces. These are shared open community amenities. They are not personal property belonging to one resident. Don't think like that. Everyone using them must respect the posted rules, operating hours, neighboring homes, staff members, community property, and other residents. At the Boulder Ridge pools, there is no lifeguard on duty according to the posted community notice. Swim at your own risk. That statement does not mean that safety is unimportant. It means each swimmer carries a greater personal responsibility because there is no dedicated certified lifeguard continuously watching every person in the water. A pool attendant is not automatically a lifeguard. Pool attendants may monitor general conduct, communicate posted rules, identify visible hazards, assist with cleanliness, document incidents, report problems, and contact management or emergency responders. They cannot guarantee that they will see every underwater emergency, illness, slip, fall, dangerous decisions, or medical event immediately. Parents and legal guardians must directly supervise children and non-swimmers. Do not assume that a pool attendant replaces parental supervision. Adults must also understand their own swimming ability, physical condition, medications, exhaustion, heat exposure, and health limitations. Do not swim alone. Do not run on a wet deck. Do not push people. Do not fight. Do not force anyone underwater. Do not engage in dangerous horseplay. Do not bring prohibited glass into the pool enclosure. Follow the posted rules concerning alcohol, food, smoking, vaping, pets, guests, and access. The rules exist because the hazards are real. Wet surfaces causes falls, glass causes cuts and may require a pool closure. Alcohol can impair judgment and swimming ability. Unsupervised children can enter distress quickly and silently. Dangerous horseplay can cause head injuries, panic, drowning, or physical conflict. Regular swimmers should already know these expectations. Living in the neighborhood for several years does not create a personal exception. Swimming frequently does not create a personal exception. Being an adult does not create a personal exception. Being confident in the water does not create a personal exception. Familiarity should produce better judgment, not greater entitlement. If someone knowingly violates a clearly posted rule and is injured because of that conduct, that person's decision may be a major contributing factor. Personal responsibility cannot simply be removed from the situation. At the same time, I am not making a blanket legal ruling that management should never have responsibility under any possible circumstances. Liability depends on the facts, applicable law, property conditions, maintenance, warnings, staff conduct, and other evidence. My point is that residents and guests must take ownership of their decisions. Do not knowingly ignore a rule and then pretend that your choice played no role in the results. Serious health concerns, sanitation problems, damaged equipment, broken gates, unsafe furniture, electrical risks, water quality concerns, and repeated dangerous behavior should be reported to the pool attendant or Boulder Ridge management. For a life-threatening emergency, call 911 immediately. Questions about policies, guest limits, food restrictions, hours, clubhouse access, or enforcement should be directed to management. Pool attendants usually do not create the policies and may not have authority to change or waive them. Use clubhouse kitchens or tables only when management permits access, which I personally doubt that will be the case. Follow reservation, cleanup, guest, and operating hours requirements. Clean tables after use, dispose of trash, and do not enter restricted spaces. The objective is not confrontation. The objective is prevention. The objective is keeping the pools, parks, clubhouse, streets, and shared spaces safe and available. Now I want to address Amazon and my personal experience with warehouse work culture. I worked at Amazon, including physically demanding warehouse functions involving shipping, pallets, scanning, water spider responsibilities, using pallet jacks to move blue bottom pallets to point A to point B, and productivity expectations with rates and metrics in the work quotas. Amazon uses advanced robotics, software scanning technology, automated workflows, artificial intelligence, and performance systems to move enormous numbers of products through fulfillment centers. Let me catch my breath. And while I might probably check the time. Probably gonna have a part two content here. Okay, as I was saying, regarding Amazon and the work culture, the company presents these technologies as tools that improve safety, speed, accuracy, and productivity. From my personal position as a former associate or former worker of Amazon, working at one of those fulfillment centers, however, the human experience can feel very different. I was under pressure to meet rates, guardrails, productivity measurements, and numerical expectations. All these crunching numbers of the metric systems while working at one of the Amazon fulfillment centers. I received a write up connected to not meeting expected metrics. Again, I received a write up connected to not meeting expected metrics in certain rates of the guardrail thresholds. That experience was stressful. When every moment when every movement, scan, task, delay, and hour becomes a number, a person may begin to feel less like a human worker and more like another component inside a machine. Management may see productivity. A worker may feel exhaustion. The computer may see a rate. The worker may feel physical pain. The system may identify a delay. The worker may be dealing with congestion, equipment problems, missing inventory, another employee blocking the work area, physical fatigue, or instructions that change during the shift. Numbers do not always explain the complete situation, that's for sure. I understand that a company must measure performance. Packages must move, customers expect deliveries, facilities need procedures and standards. However, performance systems should leave room for human judgment, individual circumstances, safe pacing, training, equipment problems, and reasonable communication. Technology should assist workers rather than make them feel disposable. Amazon's robotics may reduce some repetitive lifting and movement, but automation can also increase the speed expected from the people working alongside it. That is part of the broader workplace debate. I personally left Amazon because the management style, productivity pressure, work culture, and policy environment no longer matched the life and career direction I wanted. I disagree with the work culture. I disagree with the management. I disagree with the policy. I disagree with the whole innovative robotics and artificial intelligence, all this whole advanced technologies thing. That is my personal experience and personal conclusion. Other employees may have different experiences. Some people value Amazon's pay, benefits, generous benefits, schedule, training, or advancement opportunities. I am not speaking for every employee or every current or previous past associates that have worked there. I am explaining why I chose another direction. I do not want my entire future determined by warehouse rates, metrics, work quotas, and numbers. I want to build a career around writing, storytelling, original characters, creative direction, content production, world building, and intellectual property copyrights. That returns me to the central mission of this live stream or this content. Supremacy, Clash Between Heroes and Villains, is my original story universe. It began through my writing, imagination, handwritten concepts, phone notes, laptop drafts, Wattpad chapters, character ideas, political systems, fictional regimes, symbols, battles, and years of daydreaming. Supremacy centers on 8 absolute dictators, I would say. The heroic alliance includes General Sunbeam, Lady Moonbeam, ex Vice Colonel Starbeam, and Professor Galaxy Beam. The villainous alliance includes Lord Darkwing, Blackwing, Shadowwing, and Dr. Deathwing. Each absolute leader controls a separate regime, ideology, military force, territory, visual identity, and supernatural power structure. The central law of the universe is that only an equal can truly defeat another equal. Ordinary soldiers, armies, or subordinate commanders may influence battles, but the absolute leaders exist at the highest level of power. Their conflicts determine the future of nations and civilization. My long-term career goal is to become an anime creator, producer, writer, and director. Again, my long-term career goal is to become an anime creator, producer, writer, and director. I want Supremacy to become more than a Wattpad story. I want to produce a series Bible. I want professional character sheets. I want storyboards. I want voice actors. I want original music. I want sound design. I want animation tests. I want a pilot episode. I want legal agreements protecting authorship and ownership. I want financing, marketing, merchandise, distribution, and a legitimate production plan. Some of the concept images I show are AI assisted, and I disclose that openly. Again, some of the concept or majority of the concept images I show are AI assisted, and I disclose that openly, such as ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, Vidu AI, other animation AI. I'm just throwing that out there just to be honest and openly and to transparently communicate that to all of you viewers. I am not claiming to have traditionally illustrated those images by hand or manually. I use available tools to translate ideas from my mental imagination into visual references. Those references are not a completed anime. They are development materials or illustrations. A real professional production would still require human writers, artists, animators, editors, actors, composers, producers, legal professionals, and business support. And of course, that brings in the accuracy and precisions, as again, AI are not God creations. They're not created by God. They are created by other humans that make all these artificial intelligence. I am looking for meaningful and verifiable leads. I do not need random messages. I do not need unexplained images. I do not need fake studio representatives. I do not need vague promises asking for money, including from all con artists, scammers, and shady businesses. I need official submission opportunities, production guidance, animation programs, grants, professional portfolios, credible collaborators, and realistic advice about developing a proof of concept. My immediate practical goal could be a polished pilot script, a manga style one shot, a short animatic excuse me, a voice acted scene, or a 60 to 90-second concept trailer. I understand that an entire television series will not appear overnight, and I understand that this is going to be so complicated and competitive, very stressfully competitive and oversaturated with all these animators and other indie developers and creators like myself trying to produce my own anime is going to be so competitive and oversaturated that it's not going to it was almost going to be a 1 in a million chance for this something like this to occur. It is my biggest dream and my biggest personal intent ambitious ambition to produce my own anime. That's my goal, my dream goal. The mission is to build one credible step at a time, and hopefully that I have other people that were willing to help me make this a reality. I pray to the Lord. And let me check what time. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and take a break and end this here and get ready for part two of this update of this okay. Continuing on with the video segment, I have now finished my work for the day, including wrapping up pool monitoring, helping keep the pool area orderly, observing general activity, and making sure the community space remains as safe, respectful, and organized as possible. With that responsibility completed, I want to return to the larger goal that continues to motivate my creative work. My long-term ambition is to become an anime creator, producer, writer, and director responsible for developing my own original animated series, Supremacy: Clash Between Heroes and Villains. I have been developing this story since approximately 2013. Over the years, I have handwritten ideas, typed characters on my phone and computer, created characters, designed fictional regimes, developed battles and political conflicts, and published numerous chapters on Wattpad under the name Sunbeam 007, also known as, or AKA, as General Sunbeam. That's right, GS. This has required real time patience, imagination, and personal effort. These chapters were not produced automatically. This is way before AI, ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, Venice, Perchance, and many other AI platforms of these tools. I was hand typing on computer and on the phone on Wattpad, typing up all these chapters on Wattpad, and now I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna use ChatGPT if I'm not gonna get recognized for all the human work. I've been hand typing all these, and I'm not getting a lot of love or respect for all that on Wattpad. So yes, this has required real time, patient imagination, and personal effort. These chapters were not produced automatically, not with AI, and that was way before I ever got involved with AI, specifically ChatGPT in late 2024. I personally spent years typing, revising, well, mostly just typing rough giraffe fonts, not revising, organizing and expanding the story one section at a time. And again, on Wattpad. This was around 2013, way before the pandemic, way before COVID-19, way before Donald Trump became president. Despite that long-term effort, my Wattpad account remains at approximately 10 followers, or maybe less than that. Definitely not greater than 30, 40, 50, or 100. Definitely approximately 10 followers, or maybe less than that. I want to be honest about how frustrating that feels. I have repeatedly promoted the story through previous live streams, Facebook posts, YouTube videos, Rumble content, Instagram updates, artwork concepts, character introductions, and discussions about my long term anime production goal. I have tried to bring attention to the project across several platforms, yet the audience growth has remained limited or not going anywhere. What's the word? Stagnant. Yes, stagnant. 10 followers do not represent the full amount of work behind the story. That's right. 10 followers definitely do not represent the full amount of work behind the story or all this hand typing effort I put into it, whether I type on here on the laptop computer or on my mobile phone on Wattpad. They do not represent the number of chapters I have written, hand typing, hand typed. They do not represent the years of world building. They do not represent the characters, regimes, symbolism, military conflicts, supernatural powers, or narrative ideas that I have developed. However, I also understand that follower counts are not the only measurement of creative value. A small audience does not automatically mean that the project lacks potential. It may mean that I still need a stronger presentation, better discoverability, clearer promotional material, more consistent outreach, professional editing, or a more focused entry point for new readers. Well, I personally doubt, despite all that, it's more a free will whether the viewers or audience care to watch, give it a read, or follow. That still will not make any difference with competition and all that. That is why I continue talking about supremacy. Supremacy, clash between heroes and villains. I am not simply asking people to follow a page without understanding it. I am asking readers, writers, artists, animators, producers, and anime fans to examine the actual concept and determine whether the world contains something worth developing. And hopefully it does. Especially if there's money on the line. I'm not all about the money. I'm here to spend that money to make it a reality and to get it on television, just like every other anime developers or producers or directors that got their own independent individual anime on Crunchyroll, streaming on Crunchyroll. I don't understand how they do it. I don't know how they got the manpower or the money to do it, but I'm trying to get there and be among the same anime developers, producers that got every of their independent anime series on Crunchyroll. I want to be just like them. Same thing with Monty Ohm's Ruby. Same thing with that. I want to be like him and many other producers with my own anime concept. My goal is to transform the existing Wattpad material into a more professional creative package. That could include a series bible, a polished pilot script, character profiles, faction summaries, storyboards, concept art, voice demonstrations, animation tests, a manga style sample, or a short proof of concept trailer. I want someone to recognize that behind the small follower account is a creator who has continued working even without immediate recognition. I have not stopped writing because the numbers are low. I have not abandoned the project because growth is slow. I have not given up simply because social media is crowded, competitive, oversaturated, and difficult to navigate. I am still here. I am still developing the story. I am still presenting the characters. I am still looking for credible production guidance. I am still looking for leads to get me into the creative anime studio industries to help get this project into the productive pipeline. By all means, I am still working toward becoming an anime producer and creator, just like every of those producers that got their own anime series on Crunchyroll or streaming on Crunchyroll. Sentai Films Work, Studio Ghibli, Bang Zoom Entertainment, you name it. Every of those creators or every of those company industries that made it to Anime Expo 2026. Supremacy, Clash Between Heroes and Villains remains my central original project and concept, and I intend to continue promoting it until it reaches more readers, collaborators, and professionals who understand what I am trying to build. So while today's pool monitoring responsibilities are finished, my creative work is still continuing. The shift may be over, but the larger mission is not. Now, as I continue this live stream, I will begin placing additional images, screenshots, convention memories, character concepts, flags, locations, and other visual material on the screen while discussing the broader story behind my work. Throughout this live stream or content video, I will continue putting images on the screen, convention memory, screenshot, pull notice, Amazon references, anime concept characters, or flags. As I repeated, as I have said this earlier, but again, just saying all that. Some of it will be directly connected to the discussion, and some of it will simply be visual varieties, just being random. At the end, I may include what I call the miscellaneous content buffet: random photographs, short observations, creator updates, memes, food, pictures, old convention memories, unfinished concepts, household thoughts, and other material that gives viewers something different to look at. Call it the rapid fire segment, call it the creator scrapbook, call it miscellaneous content for engagement, or call it just random content slop. The important thing is that I will not falsely represent random material as verified breaking news or so. Entertainment and visual fillers should still be labeled honestly. I mean, to the best of my abilities. I am an honest person, but I do tell lies. At least white lies or minor lies. Most example of a white lie is I have already seen this movie or I have not seen something, but I would mostly lie about seeing horror movies and reading the plot behind the scene of what's going on and lie to a lot of people saying I already seen this movie. I ain't a big fan of it. But I'm just throwing that out there. But again, I'm mostly am an honest person. I am a content creator trying to keep the stream active, reach more viewers, promote my work, and give my audience a mix of serious commentary and lighter material to the best of my abilities. Most importantly, I'm just being me, myself. To summarize today's discussion, the Windbloom and Fandom event situation remains publicly confusing and requires further official clarification. It is about like 42 or 41 days away into Windbloom Festival, and there is still no fresh update coming from the owner of Fandom Event / Lion and Crown. And from my understanding, they're in the middle of filing a Chapter 7 bankruptcy back in their local city of Amarillo, Texas. At least from that's where the owner's hometown is located, and and there has been discussions on Reddit, Discord, 4chan about the owner's mishaps and disorderly conduct, or all these fraudulent, shady business dealings with Fandom Event / Lion and Crown. ColossalCon Texas is approaching, which is also again 42 days away, similar to Windbloom Festival, falls on the same date, but in different cities and different location or setting. And attendees should plan carefully, communicate, respect, consent, and use the buddy system. Boulder Ridge residents and guests should follow community park, clubhouse, and pool rules. It's there for a reason. There for your safety. Seguridad. We're here to keep everyone safe. There is no lifeguard on duty at the community pool, so active supervision and personal responsibility matter. My Amazon experience showed me that rates, metrics, automation, and management culture were not the future I wanted. I do disagree with the Amazon work culture and the rates and metrics and work quotas. I don't like that everything is computerized. My chosen future is creative writing and anime production. That is my lifelong dream and my personal ambition. Supremacy Clash Between Heroes and Villains remains my central original project and my continuous ambition to chase that dream goal despite competition, oversaturation, and all this unfair and uncertainty. I will continue writing. I will continue posting. I will continue using visual references. I will continue live streaming, promoting, and making content, promoting my original concept and pitching this idea to anime industry studios like Crunchyroll, Sentai Filmsworks, Bang Zoom Entertainment, Studio Ghibli, and all these various anime studio industry that does animations and tried and all these traditional pipelines to make it all on TV. I will continue developing my characters and regimes. I will continue searching for legitimate production pathways. And I will continue speaking openly about safety, consumer awareness, working conditions, conventions, creativity, and the challenges of building an independent project. And I will continue exercising freedom of speech under the First Amendment, as well as open door policy and the liberty of uncensorships. Speaking my mind, speaking my thoughts freely and responsibly for as long as this stays here on content, on this video here or the live stream here digitally here in the general public of the internet. This is General Sunbeam GS. Thank you for watching, listening, sharing, subscribing, reposting, and supporting the journey. Stay informed, stay aware, stay safe, verify before paying or spending money, respect boundaries. Remember that cosplay is not consent. Communicate, ask, and accept no for an answer. Follow posted rules. Treat workers as human beings. Support creators responsibly. And never stop building a meaningful dream simply because the process is difficult and competitive as it is. Supremacy or supremacy clash between heroes and villains remains in development for as long as I'm alive and continuing this dream. The mission continues. Now let us finish with a few miscellaneous image and rapid fire creator update for everyone still watching, and that's the memo.
Special thanks, credit, and shout out to the staff and management of Zen Japanese fast food in this area here in ATX. I love that place. Good morning, good day. Social media of the internet, Sunbeam Titan, General Sunbeam, Sunbeam 007 or Sunbeam reporting. Just a little short video so you can see Dragon's Lair. So that's where I'm doing my lunch drop gig here in ATX and Anderson Lane area, and that's where I'm going to. Only one pickup, one drop off for the office. Dragon's Lair Comic and Fantasy is right next to Dragon's Lair, so this is the first time I actually been in this to do lunch drop. And oh boy, and right here, these are the restaurants, surrounding restaurant. Got a Vietnamese restaurant called Ang Em Vietnamese Kitchen. Let's get my hot bags, my insulated hot bag. And then there's one of this, and then Tika Shack, again Dragon's Lair, Suns and Ski, Jason's Deli right there, precision camera. And then at the shopping center at this plaza here. So right now some of the restaurants are not open, but yeah, this is where I'm going at, and this is my first time doing lunch drop picking up here at Tika Shack, right next to near Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy. Okay, just learning about groundskeeping and herbs and weeds and these plant species. This looks like poison ivy. I mean, I don't know what poison oak look like, but that is apparently look like poison ivy or an irritant plant. But it is part of the weed family here. Just want to document this. Just studying plant ecology, botanical, and flora. And I've been getting a lot of weed growth as well. This is General Sunbeam, Sunbeam Titan, Sunbeam 007, Sunbeam 0072, and simply just Sunbeam. Reporting here at the pool, at the community pool, and just documenting and learning about life. Peace. Hello. Celebrating Independence Day. Oh, here's my ID.
Thank you.
Oh, then show that to the security camera as well. Well, I don't know if it's the whole city, but I thought there's like zero tolerance for fireworks.
Yep, it is. So if the cops catch them, then yeah, they'll be in trouble. But good luck with that. Yeah. What? Catching everybody that's shooting on fireworks.
Oh yeah.
89.
Okay.
Well, not in city limits. Like Taylor, where I'm living, you can't do it within city limits. Oh, go to Maynard.
Fuck. Yeah, fireworks are being popped around here in the community neighborhood of Boulder Ridge. I thought fireworks are prohibited here in this HOA community here on Boulder Ridge here on 3300 Golden Aspen Loop on Lamont, Melbrook Ridge, Lamont Ridge, Chapin Ridge, Marlock Ridge here in this whole community neighborhood of Boulder Ridge. I don't know what's going on. Well, I'm really surprised the management are not doing anything about this. They say fireworks are prohibited and people are still doing it. Violating the rules. Look at that. Could have sworn this community neighborhood says fireworks are prohibited and Pflugerville has zero tolerance for fireworks. Gotta love this community when they don't follow policies. Wonder what this community neighborhood is gonna do legally here. Come on. You can see I'm hearing all these popping noise, all these fireworks popping noise. Man. It's such a shame that people these days doesn't want to follow rules, follow the policies, and they're getting away with it. And oh well, I don't know. Pray to the Lord that this community is safe. Oh, we're gonna walk around. We came here too early. Let's go, honey bun. Come here, kitty. Come here. There's Chase. Update 4:25 p.m. after our 2026 dental appointment. We're gonna buy, this is a reminder, see, we're buying sushi and we'll be eating because we're using our teeth, so we're trying to take good care of our teeth. Just going around H-E-B shopping, since this H-E-B will be closing on the last day of July. So I think it's like 27 days away into this H-E-B at this location is gonna close on July 31st. And we definitely need deep cleaning. Yeah. So yeah, the dentist says we definitely need deep cleaning and we need to really be vigilant on flossing. And we're trying to buy a good mouthwash or something that can help with that.